live stream or roll up a pour up. So get your blunts rolled and your drink poured. Alright, tap in, tap the fuck in. What we on today, Mr. Roll Up? Hey, look, I don't know if you peep the motherfucking thumbnail, but dog, it's about to get real. Tap in, tap the fuck in. I need to bring some awareness to the women out here. A lot of women be in a chokehold for some of these dudes. Y'all gotta get out of that shit, man. Tap in, tap the fuck in. A lot of these guys, they real cuckoo in the mind, especially when they in the joint. Leave them where they at. Tap in, tap the fuck in. Hey, look, when I'm about to talk about this guy right here, he got convicted on a murder back in 94. 4 murders, actually. Tap in, tap the fuck in. This woman being desperate, hopping online, trying to get her a man, ended up bumping into the wrong one. Tap in, tap the fuck in. Hey, look, you only live once, man. Make sure you guard your life at all times. Tap in, tap the fuck in. Little do you know, this shit happen a lot. It might not get talked about that much, but it's in the air. Tap in, tap the fuck in. It's a sad situation, man, but it's to bring awareness to you. Tap in, tap the fuck in. All right, let's get it. So, before I give y'all my commentary on this situation, I need you to hear this video. You know what I'm saying? So, let me go ahead and play it for you. And after it's over, I'm going to go ahead and get my take on it. All right.
In every aspect of life, she seemed grounded until she met someone by the name of David Brinson. David Brinson is a 54-year-old man who had been convicted of killing 4 people in 1994. He never showed remorse for the people he killed. He was sentenced to life in prison at Mule Creek State Prison for those crimes. According to CDCR, Brinson was sentenced in Los Angeles County in 1994 for first-degree murder and is serving 4 life sentences without the possibility of parole. The Los Angeles Times reported that Brinson shot and killed 4 men execution style during a robbery at an LA apartment. Somehow, David and Stephanie crossed paths and started talking online. They talked about the Word of God and a host of other things. Even though her family was against it, she went ahead to marry David, a man who was never going to get out of prison. Sometimes in November of 2024, Stephanie went to the prison for a conjugal visit as she had done in the past. But on this day, shortly after 2 a.m., inmate David Brinson used a family visit phone to report that his wife had passed out during her visit. Despite immediate life-saving measures by prison staff and responding paramedics, Stephanie Brinson was pronounced dead before 3 a.m. Her family were wary of their loved one's death, and lo and behold, 4 months later, the Amador County coroner told the family that Stephanie was strangled, and her death had been ruled a homicide. Answers and asked for strict measures to be put in place by the prison authorities.
We spoke with the victim's family, and they're demanding answers. They want to know why an inmate with such a violent history like this was allowed to have unsupervised visits in the first place.
The most giving, kind-hearted person.
62-year-old Stephanie Dowles was always trying to help others, her mother, Ovita Wilson, says.
I would often tell my sweetheart, you can't save the world.
Dowles was a mother herself to 2 sons, grandmother to 6. She was a hairstylist and a small business owner in the Los Angeles area, known to her family as Stevie. We spoke to them on Zoom.
Stevie was literally the glue that held the family together,
making her loss all the more difficult.
We were just devastated.
Dowles died during an overnight visit with an inmate at Mule Creek State Prison in Ione just before 3 a.m. last November. Now, 4 months later, the Amador County coroner confirmed her family's fears, finding the death was a homicide. The coroner says she was strangled.
How could they just, let this happen and just don't get it?
Armand Torres says the prison should be held accountable. He says his mom was visiting her husband, David Brinson, there.
They would read the Bible together. He was in school in there. She was pushing him to try to be this better person.
But Brinson is serving 4 consecutive life terms with a 20-year determinate sentence on top of that, without the possibility of parole, all after his 1993 conviction of 4 murders.
My mom was just left alone, and she, called for help, I'm sure. And there's nothing she could do.
Officials say the criminal investigation is still underway, so as of now, no one's been charged with Dowell's murder. But it happened during a family visit, which the California Department of Corrections and Rehabilitation website describes as a visit in private apartment-like facilities on prison grounds that can last approximately 30 to 40 hours. It was just after 2 a.m. on November 13th when CDCR says Brinson used the phone in that apartment-like facility to tell officers his wife had passed out.
Given the history that this guy has already, we kind of just, wanted to know how is it even, possible for them to be unsupervised.
The CDCR website shows inmates blocked from those privileges are limited to those on death row, those convicted of sex offenses, those going through the reception process upon arrival to a prison, or anyone under disciplinary restrictions. There's no mention of multiple murder convictions.
Do you think that policy should change moving forward?
It has to. There has to be something has to be done, because it's not fair.
CDCR says inmates have to meet strict criteria for these family visits, like sustained good behavior, for example. And they say the visits are meant to support family connection and rehabilitation. And Dowell's family did say that she had visited Brinson several times before this, and those visits seem to have gone well. So they say at the time they didn't really think much of it, like they now believe they probably should have.
It's not sure why or how Stephanie got drawn to him in the first place. It has to be because she had a good heart and saw good in others. Unfortunately, this was what led to her death. Her kindness was what led to her death. What do you guys think about this story? Would that have been a no-go area? Or you can always give people a second chance. Our sincere condolences to the friends and families of Stephanie Brinson. May her soul continue to rest in peace. Please stay safe out there, and we shall see you guys in the next video.
Alright, now look. Before I go ahead and say what I got to say, James Turner, you was already tapped in, so let's see. Said this shit was crazy, 100%. But they had unsupervised visits. I'm guessing he tried to do something, she was scared, and he snapped. Alright, look, it don't matter what it was. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, she shouldn't have never got with this guy in the first place. You know what I'm saying? And this is my whole point of talking about this situation. I want the women to really listen up. Like, y'all got to understand, man. When guys go to prison, that's called a punishment. That's an adult punishment. You know what I'm saying? When the judge sends you to however much time they give you, that means, hey, you go away. You don't exist to the world no more. Even if they give you 24 hours. For that 24 hours, you don't exist to the world no more. You know what I'm saying? I mean, yeah, you can get calls, you can get visits, you can do that, but you don't exist to the world no more. Whatever it was that you did out there, whoever you was out there, it's over with. You know what I'm saying? Look at Lil Durk, for example, right? This guy is dropping music back to back, tours, you know what I'm saying, concerts, all type of shit. He's doing shit back to back, right? Because he was free. Well, guess what? They locked him up. The judge have him on punishment, so he don't get none of that done. Even with him dropping the album right now or whatever, that was already pre-recorded. You know what I'm saying? That wasn't nothing that he just did while he was in there and just pushed it out. That was pre-recorded, and his people got to push that. He is on punishment. You know what I'm saying? And the same thing with everybody else that gets sentenced to prison. You are on punishment. It's over with. Now, I know you love, whoever got locked up and things like that. That's cool. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, you got to understand that person did something wrong. You know what I'm saying? And whatever it is that they did wrong, they are being punished for it. I know sometimes people are innocent, you know, things happen and shit like that. But for a situation like this, right? Before I go any further, I got this story from Twisted Crimes. You know what I'm saying? YouTube channel Twisted Crimes. So if you want to go through the full story, go check out Twisted Crimes on YouTube, or you could or you could check out Law and Crimes. Twisted Crimes more so tell you more about the woman. Law and Crime tell you more about the crime. You know what I'm saying? So you could check out you know, either site, you know what I'm saying? They both about 20-minute videos. So if you got an hour on your hand, you can watch both videos and understand it from both sides. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, this woman, she was in her 60s. You know what I'm saying? And she basically was desperate. You know what I'm saying? She hopped online, just like I said recently in a couple of lives ago when I was talking about Dail. You know what I'm saying? When I said these women, they be tapping in with these guys in prison, it's the truth, man. You know, these guys got life in prison and these women be tapped in with them. Like, it's crazy as hell. So, anyway, she tapped in with this guy. You know what I'm saying? They got the rapping and going from there. He ended up marrying her while he was in there. You know, he's serving 4 life sentences. He don't got shit to do. So of course he gonna marry you. You know what I'm saying? I'm your man. I got your bag. Blah 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 blah. Right? Because he needs you to send him something. Now let me bag it up a little bit. Right? He tried to rob somebody. He ran up in somebody's house back in 1994. He ran up in somebody's house. I guess he was trying to rob him. The shit didn't go right. He ended up killing the person. It was 3 other people in the house. He killed all 4 of them in that house right then and there. He killed 4 people right then and there. You know what I'm saying? Got convicted on it. Got 4 life sentences. Served consecutively. Consecutive means that basically you get 4 life sentences, right? And at the just say you serve the first one, you die. You know what I'm saying? Just say you die and you wake back up. All right, now you got 3 more life sentences you got to do. So you got to die and wake back up 4 times. You know what I'm saying? To get off of that term, basically. That's what consecutive means. Concurrent is all of them cases get ran together. So basically, if they said 4 life sentences concurrent, if you die during that life sentence and then you come back, all right, cool. You can get out now. You know what I'm saying? Because you beat the odds, you know? But consecutive means, nah, you had to die 4 times, you know what I'm saying? In order for you to get out type shit. If you look at this man case, you all on the internet tapped in looking at this man and you see what he in there for. What is you tapping in with him for? Again, follow her story. You know what I'm saying? She was a woman of God. She wasn't a cousin type. You know what I'm saying? She was a God-fearing woman, went to church and all of that stuff, right? Why you couldn't find you a man in church? You know what I'm saying? Why you go for a guy that's in prison, that's serving 4 life sentences, that ain't never getting out? You know what I'm saying? And it wasn't like he did it to defend himself. He did what he did on some goofy shit. You know what I'm saying? Dude was a goofy. So he already been gone 31 years. You know what I'm saying? What is you tapping in with him for? You know, it's a lot of lost people out here, man. And again, that's exactly what I was saying about the whole Dail situation. Like, he was another one, serving life. You know what I'm saying? And a woman found him. So now y'all know I ain't making up shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm being 100% real. Like, this is what these women be doing, man. So what I think it is, and I'm not trying to diss the women or nothing, but I'm just giving y'all my opinion of what I think be going on with situations like this. What I think it is that these same women that be tapping in with these guys, especially that got life, You know what I'm saying? Like I said before, they always tap in with the guys that got a lot of time. The guys that's about to get out, they overlook them. You know what I'm saying? I guess because they can't run and control on them because they know they about to get out. But they know the guys that's gonna be in there for a long time, them the ones they go after. You know what I'm saying? So the deal is, man, stop dealing with these guys in prison, man. Let them serve their life bits. You know what I'm saying? They on punishment. Go ahead and get you a guy that's out here and that's free. Hold on real quick. Get you a guy that's free. It got a little hot in here. You know what I'm saying? Get you a guy that's free. Stop trying to go after these guys that's locked up. A lot of these guys, they fucked up in the mind. You know what I'm saying? And especially somebody like him. He in there messing with them boys. You know what I'm saying? He don't got nothing else to do. Like, his life is over with. You know what I'm saying? So what is you doing tapped in with this guy for? For what? What is it that he can do for you? You know what I'm saying? Like, he can't do shit for you. He is gone. And the system not going to let him out because you a good woman and you see the good in him and things like that. They not going to let him go. He not going nowhere. So, guess what? You sending him money. You sending him pictures. You sending him letters. You coming to visit him. You doing everything for a guy that don't got nothing to do. And again, I can guarantee you he got a boyfriend in there. Look at him. He's serving 4 consecutive life sentences. You know what I'm saying? Probably ain't never touched one of them dudes in there on some shit like what he did to his wife, but did that to his wife on the conjugal visit. Why you think he did that? Because he don't give a fuck about nothing. And he displayed that by catching his case. His case alone should have told you he don't give a fuck about nothing. So why are you tapped in with him? Like I said, it's the desperation, man. The desperation is real, It's real, man. You know what I'm saying? So, what I said before, like I was saying about these women, right? What I think it is that just how like they be on the internet talking about a man got to do this, a man got to do that, a man this, a man that. What I think happened is with them kind of women, they don't never get that man. So what they do is they grow old, they get bitter, they become depressed. Don't nobody want to be with them because they standards way through the roof. You know what I'm saying? So after all that said and done, all of their prime time gone, they washed up, they don't got shit else to do. So what's their next move? They hop on the internet and tap in with these damn prison guys. Now, the lady, she seemed like a nice lady, and I'm not trying to diss her or nothing, but she went for a guy that's in prison serving 4 life sentences. All of that tells me is that she was just a washed up bop. You know what I'm saying? Honestly, again, no diss to her, but that's what I'm getting out of it. Because again, you are a woman, a guy, you be in the church. Why you didn't get with one of them type of guys? What you want this street thug for that's serving 4 life sentences? What the fuck? And it ain't like she trying to help him get out of prison and none of that. She wanted this guy. She married him and everything. You know what I'm saying? Coming up there on visits to give him some and all type of shit. Like, come on, man. Now, it'd be one thing if she was with that guy before he went to prison. You know what I'm saying? That'd be one thing, right? No, she got with this guy while he was in prison. Again, that desperation shit. You know what I'm saying? Desperation at its finest, man. And it came to her demise, So to all the ladies, I need y'all to listen up, man. I need y'all to stop being so desperate for men. If you really want a man and you really want to be with a man, you need to bring them standards down. You need to come to reality. Because what's going to happen to you is you're going to end up like her in her 60s, can't get a man for shit, and you got to hop on the internet. You on these dating shows, the Kendra G dating live dating show, you know, the Ashley's dating shows. That's what all these women do. They hop on these dating shows looking for a man. My advice to y'all, stop looking for men on the internet because you don't know who these men are. You know what I'm saying? Meet you a man organically from the world that's out here, that's free. Stop trying to meet somebody off the internet that you don't know where they at, what they doing, or what they got going on. Meet you somebody in person. Even if you feel like a man should talk to you, just go out in public. Go be seen somewhere. Go sit at a bar. Go have a drink. You know, let a man come to you. Stop. And if you is the type that want to shoot your shot at men and things like that, again, when you out, shoot your shot at men in the world. You know what I'm saying? Stop trying to do that internet shit. The internet is very dangerous. It's very dangerous. I told y'all a story about a girl I met off of Facebook. You know what I'm saying? And her baby daddy almost killed me. Like, this is why you don't meet people off the internet. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't know what the fuck they got going on. You know what I'm saying? This woman damn near got me took out the game. A girl that I met on the internet. You know, here I am 10 years later talking about this woman that searched this guy up on prison. Probably thinking that he can't do no harm to her because he locked up. You know what I'm saying? She all he got, and she got his back, and you know he gonna love her and things like that. This probably what she thinking in her mind. Whole time this nigga like, hey, I'm gonna whack this bitch soon as I get a moment to do it. And you know, again, no disrespect to her, but I've been in prison. I know how these guys think. You know what I'm saying? Like I said with Dail, I sat there with a lifer. I know exactly what the fuck they thinking, what they be having going on in their head. And if this guy killed his own wife on a visit, not no inmate, you know what I'm saying? Not his ops. He killed his own wife on a visit. So there's 5 murders that we know of that this guy didn't commit. 5 murders. You know what I'm saying? 4 before her. It's like, what was you thinking? Like, where did that come from? Again, it's the desperation, man. They live their prime years with this, a man got to do this, a man got to do that, a man this, a man that, man. Until they get up there in age and realize don't no man want them. So now they on the internet searching for love. Now they want to be a good woman. You know what I'm saying? Now, again, this might not have been her, but for this whole situation, it lead me to believe that that's the type of time she was on. You know what I'm saying? She wasted up all her prime years, you know, being a hot girl, and now she want to settle down, and don't nobody want her. Or maybe she been trying to settle down for the past 10, 20 years or something, and don't nobody want her no more. So she had to turn to a nigga in prison. A nigga serving 4 consecutive life sentences at that. What can this man do for you? Honestly, what can he do for you besides give you a conversation and some dick here and there on a conjugal visit? You can get that any motherfucking where. No, literally, you can get that shit anywhere. You don't have to go to a prison to get that. That's out here all over the place. It's desperation, man. It's desperation. So again, to the ladies, if y'all know damn well that you want a man in your life, lower your standards, man, because this could end up being you one day, for real. And I could just about guarantee that this is exactly what happened with her. Because why would she get with a guy that's in prison serving 4 life sentences? You know what I'm saying? So if she's 62 and he committed this crime 30 years ago, that means she was in her 30s when he committed this crime. I don't know if she heard about it back then or what, you know what I'm saying? But she still was a grown ass woman. It wasn't like she was a teenager when it happened. She was a grown ass woman, you know what I'm saying? And here it is, 30 years later, you married to this guy that ain't going nowhere, that don't got nothing going on. Come on, man. It ain't adding up. Again, it's just telling me that she wasted her life being a hot girl or standards through the roof, whatever the case was, and the good guys passed her up. You know what I'm saying? Another thing with that is, that's just proof showing you that a lot of these women really like the bad guys, which I said before. I done said this before, that, you know, some of these guys' wives be in the hood, getting smashed on by the Pookies and Ray Rays in the hood. Trust me, I know. I'm straight from the hood. You know what I'm saying? I done seen doctors, lawyers, you know what I'm saying, nurses, all type of women that was getting money. You know what I'm saying? Was in the hood getting smashed on by these niggas, and then a dip and go home to their husband, you know, or their boyfriend that got the bag, that's paying all the bills and all of that type of shit. You know what I'm saying? They like bad guys. A lot of these women really like the bad guys. You know, it's fucked up, but it's the truth. Them type of guys is exciting to them. You know what I'm saying? Them guys, they got like the heart in them that the good guy don't got. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you want to put it that way, you know. And women like that courageous shit out of a man. You know what I'm saying? That's wake up on tip, got his gun on him, ready to beat somebody ass, where the opposite, blah, 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 blah. There's a lot of women that like that shit. You know what I'm saying? They like getting choked up by a nigga cutting into them. Bitch, go get me some money. Bitch, go make this happen. Bitch, go cook me something. A lot of these women like that shit. They don't like the good guys. You know what I'm saying? And that could have been another thing that happened with her. Maybe she didn't like the good guys. Because again, she was a church woman. And the sad part is, a lot of them women in church, they like the bad boys. They'll be in church preaching and praising and all of that. And then when church over, where they at? They in the hood, getting smashed on. I'm just being real, you know what I'm saying? I'm just keeping it a buck, you know? So again, to the ladies, you know, again, while you in your prime and you know you really want a man and be with a man, go ahead and put that in perspective right now. Because if you don't, you could end up being 60 years old, be just like this woman, be depressed as hell, can't get a man for shit, and gotta find a nigga in prison that's serving 4 life sentences. That ain't going nowhere. You know what I'm saying? That ain't going nowhere. And you married this guy while he in prison. When there's a whole lot of free guys out here in the world right now that you can marry. You had to marry a nigga in prison. Again, it only leads to tell me that you washed up. You threw it away. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of them, they don't become these good girls and all of that until they get older. You know? Maybe back in her time, she probably was pushing everybody away. Nah, get out of here. I'm good. Fuck you. Woo, 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 woo. You know what I'm saying? And then sometimes they hit that wall and they turn the whole script around, become a great woman, looking for a good man. You know, they want to change their life around. They want a real man in their life. They want to get married. They, you know, shit like that. When they youth and middle-aged years, when they was booming, they didn't want that. They wanted to be hot. You know what I'm saying? And then when the time come where they hit the wall, now all of a sudden, oh shit, I'm a good girl now. I want me a good man. I'm ready to get married. I'm ready to settle down. Nah, baby, it's too late. It's too late. You didn't blew that. You know what I'm saying? All the good men that God was giving you, you kept pushing them away. Now you got to settle for a nigga that's serving life in prison. Come on, baby. You was better off being by yourself. Like, honestly. You know what I'm saying? Again, when that man's in prison, he is on punishment. He is on punishment. Again, I'm not telling you can't love your people that's gone, you know what I'm saying, to the system or nothing. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that when they serve in time like that, just let it go. You know what I'm saying? His whole life is tied to the system. He is done. There's nothing you can say or do that's going to get that man out. He is gone. He been convicted on 4 murders. 4. Not 1, not 2, 4. He's done. And they also said he just slipped by and missed the death row ticket. You know what I'm saying? Like, he just slipped past that. But This is why a lot of them guys need to be on death row. You know what I'm saying? Because shit like this happen. You know, he don't give a fuck about nothing. That man been gone 30-something years. He don't give a fuck about nothing. Again, just what I was saying about Dail. Dail in there messing with boys and admitting it. Like, yeah, I got a boyfriend, and guess what? These 5, 6 niggas you see me at the picnic table with, we be mixing and mingling too. But he not gonna jump on the phone and tell his wife that. You know what I'm saying? Because he need his wife to send that money. He need his wife to come visit him. He need his wife to send him letters. You know what I'm saying? Like, he need that. That's a source out there that he need. So, same thing could have happened in this situation. Dog could have been playing that role. You know? She believe in this nigga. Then, boom. Go visit him to give him some coochie. Baby, you could have gave me the coochie. You know what I'm saying? Like, fuck him. Like, you know how many YNs out here would have knocked you down? You know what I'm saying? You had to go get it to a nigga in prison that's serving life, that ain't going nowhere. It makes no sense, man. None. So again, to the ladies, when you get on the internet and you looking up these guys in prison, just remember, they on punishment. You know what I'm saying? They not there for fun or, you know, because they was bored and, you know, none of that. No, they on punishment. They fucked up. They fucked up. Even if they innocent, hey, just wait till they get out. You know what I'm saying? Wait till they get out. You got way more men out here that's free, that's in prison. You know? King Dave, what's the deal? Tap in. Tap the fuck in. Again, there's a whole lot more guys out here that's free. You know what I'm saying? Get you one of them. Even if y'all don't ever be serious, fuck it. Get you a guy that's out here. And I'm not saying that guys out here ain't crazy as hell either, because that's how they get in there, you know? But I'm just saying that the guys that's already there, let them be. They at home. They not thinking about you for real. All they thinking about is whatever resource that you can get to them, because they know at the end of the day, they can never come home to you. And if they was to get out and go home, they ain't gonna come home to you. They gonna get whatever the fuck they gonna get out of you, and they gonna keep it moving. You know what I'm saying? Because you showing them how desperate you is for them. Now, if he found you and reached out to you and blah, 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 things like that, that'd be one thing. Still, it's a no-go on that anyway. But that ain't how it goes. Niggas in prison just can't hop on the internet and just be looking for women. It don't work like that. It don't work like that. Like I said, y'all be seeing these people on the internet with their phones in jail and prison and all of that, going live and all that. Man, look, it's a certain length of time that they got on that shit. You know, I'm telling you, they have wands that they walk around the prison with that detects metal and all of that type of shit. And they shake these rooms down all the fucking time. Matter of fact, I just seen the story last night on a correctional officer. Her name was Kiwana something, out in Atlanta, right? Fulton County Jail. So you can look this up. She was a CO, and she was messing with an inmate. The damn inmate was recording her. You know what I'm saying? Like, he about to fuck and all that. He putting his finger in her mouth, all type of shit, and he recording her. She laying there sucking on his finger and all type of shit, right? How they get caught? Because the phone that was being recorded on, it was the inmate phone. He recording her on his phone. What happened? They did their little search, wine search or whatever, because they knew it was a phone in the jail. They found the phone, they went through it, and they seen the damn video. Now she locked up. She was just a CO locking them niggas down. Now she in there with them, locked up with them. I'm telling you, man, that shit don't last long with them phones. And if they is letting them use them phones and shit like that, I'm telling you, they letting them build a case. Because they got these wines that they use. They walk around the yard with the wines every day. Every day. And I can tell you this because I've been there. And not only I've been there, I done seen them do it. I done seen them walk around with them damn wines. You know what I'm saying? You know, like how back in the day when they used to walk around with the wines, you know, trying to find treasure and shit. Like the cartoons, you know, they walk around with the wine and they find the treasure. Beep, 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 beep. You know what I'm saying? It'll do that type of shit. They got them same wines in prison. I swear to God. And it ain't like it's a whole lot of buildings they got to walk around. It's only a couple of buildings. They walk around the building with the wines. That shit go off, beep, 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 beep. Oh, we got one. It's something in this unit. They might not be able to pinpoint which cell it's in, but as long as that wine tell them it's some metal in there. Shake down. Shake down. Everybody out your cell. Go sit in the day room. Everybody, all the inmates that's in that unit. Just say if it's 300 inmates in that unit, all 300 of y'all got to go sit in the day room. Where I was at, it was 3 different day rooms. So just imagine 300 niggas got to disperse in 3 different day rooms. That's 100 niggas in each day room. You know what I'm saying? And we all sitting in the day room watching the police go up from top tier, bottom tier, cell to cell, tearing that bitch up until they find that metal, which is a knife, a tattoo gun, you know, tattoo work, shit like that, or a phone. Because you ain't in prison with no gun, you know what I'm saying? And if you is, you really hit. Just to say, if somehow, some way you was able to get a gun in there, you hit, you know? So you not getting away with that shit. Look, let me tell you something else too, right? I done told y'all about the spud juice. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you have guys in there making they spud juice, you know what I'm saying? And a nigga get a phone in that bitch or a knife or something, and then they'll fuck around and walk around with that wine, and boom, they find that metal. They go in there and tear that bitch up, right? A nigga was just making his spud juice, minding his business, trying to get his hustle on. And now his room they got hit. You know what I'm saying? And they done found all that spud juice. Now that nigga about to go to the hole. You know what I'm saying? For another nigga in there that had a damn cell phone or a knife. You know what I'm saying? My man's with the spud juice would have never even got caught up if dog ain't had that knife or their cell phone. So sometimes they catch more than what they looking for. You know what I'm saying? So don't think that they in jail having a party on their phones and all that. Man, it's one or two things. It's either they ain't got to them yet and they building the case on them, or they gonna make their round that night and they gonna find their phone. It's gonna happen. And they do shakedowns all the time. You know what I'm saying? They just do random shakedowns. Like, you can get a phone in there, you can have that phone for an hour. And they just fuck around and do a shakedown. It don't even necessarily mean that a wine detected the metal in there or none of that. They just do random shakedowns sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Just out of nowhere, random shakedown. And then you got caught with some shit. You only had that phone for an hour and got caught with that bitch. You know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't like what the internet be showing, man. You know, these niggas on the internet with them phones and shit, yeah, they be getting their little jug on, but trust me, like I said, give it a year's top. They ain't gonna have that phone no more. I don't even say it's gonna take a whole year, but I'm gonna just say give them a year's top. You know what I'm saying? Because that's a direct violation of prison rules. You can't have a phone in jail. No matter how good a nigga make it seem going live and, you know, got a YouTube channel and all that. Like I said, it's a guy that I follow. You know what I'm saying? That's in prison. They got a whole YouTube channel and he be on there busting. You know what I'm saying? His page going up and all that shit. You feel me? And I ain't gonna incriminate him. Hey, do your thing, my nigga. You feel me? But just to say, like, yeah, sometimes you can get away for a minute because they building a case on your ass. It ain't no way you could think that you could be in prison going live, a whole YouTube channel and all of that, and the people in the system don't know about this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, just think about the people that subscribing to his channel, you know, liking his videos, commenting and shit like that. If nothing else, if the police don't catch it, guess what? The people, his audience is going and telling the police department, the prison system, shit like that. You know what I'm saying? They tipping them off. Even the people that might like his content, they gonna tip him off just to get him in trouble. You know what I'm saying? So don't believe the hype, man. Don't believe the hype. You can't have none of that shit in there. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, like I said, man, you know, girl was being desperate. You know, just like a lot of women do. They be desperate and they go fuck with these guys in prison because they know they ain't going nowhere. So they got like this sense of control on them. You know what I'm saying? It's like, what can this nigga tell you to convince you of anything? He is done for. He don't got nothing going on. You know what I'm saying? It's a sense of control. You know, they know that the nigga got to call them. The nigga got to reach out to them. You know what I'm saying? And that's what the women like. They like that type of attention. That this guy in prison is giving them that attention. This guy in prison is calling them. This guy in prison on the JPay, hey baby, what's going on? This guy writing her letters, baby, what you doing? I miss you. That type of shit stimulate their mind, and it's sad, but you know it's the truth. So again, to all the ladies out there, I'm trying to save you. You know what I'm saying? Before you go into that lane, before this type of day can happen to you, listen. If you want to be with a man, you really want you a man, lower your standards. Because I could just about guarantee this is what happened in this situation. Her standards was way too high. She wasn't no ugly woman. You know what I'm saying? She wasn't all 500-600 pounds and none of that. You know, actually she worked out. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, you go to the video, watch on Twisted Crimes. She worked out. She was a part of charities. She was very active. You know what I'm saying? In her 60s. So it wasn't like she couldn't get a man. You know what I'm saying? It was just more so a lot of women like that control. They like that type of control. And this is why they be single. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of guys out here ain't going for this shit. Now, there is some guys out here that will go for that, but a lot of guys don't. And that's probably what her problem was. She probably wasn't running into guys she could control. You know what I'm saying? So boom, what she do? Find a nigga in prison. Mind you, she is a woman of God. She is in church. If anything, that's the last type of man that she was supposed to deal with. Do you think her congregation knew that she was married to a man in prison? I can guarantee you they probably didn't. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, is the control, the depression and the controlment, that's the whole factor here. That's what I'm getting at. That's my opinion. You know what I'm saying? Because I've been in prison. I know how this shit work, you know? And again, she met this guy after he was in there doing time. You know what I'm saying? So it was straight depression / controlment, man. You know? And that shit backfired on her. You know, she went up there to go visit him, give him some coochie or whatever, you know, kiss, rub. This nigga ended up choking her out. You know? Choked her out and killed her. You know? And you know that he was on some bullshit because he told the COs and shit that she was just unresponsive or some shit. You know, he knew what he did. And it took them a couple of months to figure it out. But do you think he cared? He already serving 4 life sentences. What they gonna do? They gonna give him another life sentence? And so what? Who cares? His life is over. He don't give a fuck. He about to go back in the cell with his boyfriend, tell his boyfriend what's up, and that's that. You know what I'm saying? Flat out. So, one more time to the ladies. If you want you a real man, go meet you one organically. Stop jumping on these websites trying to find a man. Because 9 times out of 10, you're going to run into a scammer, a weirdo, an abuser. You know what I'm saying? All of these fucked up people. And again, I'm not saying that they not out here organically. But you have a better chance of meeting somebody organically as opposed to a nigga in prison that you know got all this motherfucking time. You know this nigga a rough house. You know this nigga ain't no good. You know what I'm saying? He ain't no good. Especially a nigga like him. He ain't no good. What is you doing? But this happen every day. And that's exactly why I told y'all the story about Die Ill. Because this is the truth. These guys be doing life bits. They ain't going nowhere. They got 5 or 6 girlfriends in prison. They straight. And these women still find them and tap in with them. They had the best of both worlds. They got in-house and out-house. You know? Just so happened this situation turned tragic, man. You know? So that's why I'm bringing it to you. You know, protect yourself at all times. And to the ladies, again, leave these guys in prison. Leave them alone. Just let them be. Let them be. If they get out, they get out. But if they ain't out, leave them in there. There's way too many more guys out here that you can get. Even if they not your type, they ain't what you like, they don't got what you want. They out here. Stop chasing these men behind bars. Because a lot of them, while they in there, some of them be sane until they get in there, until they get that time. And then they'll lose their mind while they in there. You don't know what's going on with that guy while he in there doing that time. Like I told you before, you ain't never heard a grown man cry until you heard him cry for his life. And the only way you gonna hear that cry is if you in there with him. And after that cry, they lose their mind. So let them be there. Leave them there. Stop chasing after them. It's been another live stream of Roll Up a Poet. So get your blunts rolled and your drink poured.